Alright, to the journal. Hannah Wright threw a party in their penthouse at the Cache? The city's most powerful were seen, including Chief Inspector Harvey Lee of the Luxbourne Police Department. From him, the socialite heard of the Ermengarde Mansion's upcoming open house and of the interior designer Marianne McCulloch. We're going... What's the new? They marked the open house of the Ermengarde Mansion open to the public for the first time in years. Luxbourne most. Happy anniversary! During the open house, Hannah pressured the estate agents to sell her the mansion. The Wrights also met their interior designer for the first time. During the ride home, Hannah revealed that the mansion is her anniversary gift for Luke, who said it was a crappy anniversary gift, but an excellent impulse buy. Things seemed to be looking good until Hannah suddenly fell ill. And then they had weird little situation on the toilet. Alright, but a crash from downstairs startled us. Startles us both out of our reverie. Hang on, relationship. Nothing new, except for Marianne likes us. Luke lets out a heavy sigh before coming up to his feet and straightening his jacket.
I'll have to attend to that then.
Be good, darling. And watch out for your blood pressure.
He gives me a kiss on the cheek before leaving while I lay there in a daze. Alone, as per usual. I really should be used to it by now. I can feel the minutes tick by with me just lying there, feeling miserable and full of self-pity. I have rolled over to lie on my stomach at this point, with my face buried into the pillows, when there's a knock on the door. Grumbling at them to go away doesn't work as a voice comes from the other side.
Madam, the photographer from Luxury Living is here.
Wait, is that today? Oh, yes. People had caught wind of our new mansion the very moment we left the open house. Luke had boasted he could acquire the property in no time and allowed a photo shoot for Interior Design magazine to be scheduled today. Well, there were complications and it took longer than usually does for us.
In a minute, Hansi.
Hansi.
Johannes, if you could at least make it through the end.
Tell them I'll be right down, Hansi.
Hansi. The mansion grounds has been one of the first things to be fixed up, aside from the bedroom. Although it's still a work in progress, it had a promising start, and I can already see the flower patches. Luke's favorite Gods, I am having difficulty tonight. Luke's favored daffodils stands out easily, having been transplanted from the pots that used to litter the rooftop of our penthouse. Why, if the moving crew thought that Luke was being hard on them, they clearly didn't see the landscaper on his way out. The man looked like he was ready to faint, and Luke seemed ready to kill him by the end of their discussion. Oh, awkward! When you see the guy that your husband used a racial slur to refer to, and now he's here to take pictures. Or he's there to stalk them. It is in the gardens that I see him standing near the flowers in quiet admiration. He is hard to miss. He is, after all, right there. The hulk of a man that clearly did not belong. And the big backpack and suitcase he has with him makes him look much larger. Why does he have a backpack and suitcase? Is he like prepared to camp out here? Is he gonna stay in the guest room without anyone noticing because it's a big mansion? It is a peculiar sight, seen as someone who looks like he does, handling little delicate things with such care. That's a little weird. He looks up from the gardens and does a double take before a friendly face replaces his serene expression.
Miss Wright, yeah? Hi, Zachary Steele here from Luxury Living, ma'am.
Your husband called me, the N-word?
Hope you weren't waiting too long. But it looks like you're still moving in, huh? Thought for a second there my calendar was wrong and I came here too early.
You look familiar. Have we met?
Jeez. She can't even remember that. I have a very wide social circle, so everyone looks familiar at one point or another. But one would think I'd remember someone who stands out like him. Someone with a hoodie? The struggle to recall must have been evident on my face as he quickly and kindly answers my question.
Oh, I was with Isabella, your estate agent, when she had the house blessed.
Oh, yes, that's right. Small world, isn't it?
Should have known you were Miss Wright.
The one and only. Welcome, welcome to Maison de Right. And yes, we've been in the process of moving in as we were delayed, but it won't be a problem. They're just adding a few things here and there, and you should still be able to do your work. Where's the rest of your crew then, Mr. Steele?
Zach is fine, please. Mr. Steele makes me feel like I'm a mascot for a cleaning product. Anyway, I'll be your one-man crew for today. Don't worry, been doing this gig for a while now.
You must be quite the veteran to handle this on your own. We've had a full crew coming into our penthouse the last time we were covered in your magazine.
Veteran? Oh, your words are too kind, Miss Wright.
Does he always scratch his cheek during such interactions?
Hannah! If I get to call you Zach, you have my permission to call me Hannah.
Alrighty then. Anyway, I'm no veteran, but I know my camera well enough to make sure this is a good shoot. You can trust me on that, Miss Wright. Hannah.
Miss Hannah. Zachary proves quickly enough that I can in fact trust him. His skills with the camera and experience in this industry at the very least. He is kind and courteous, listening and following as I lead him around the house. A really nice fellow, and he treats our household staff well whenever he crosses paths with them. I answer his questions to the best of my ability, and he is patient enough to answer mine whenever I get curious enough. See it? Can't crawl into my lap. For one, I ask what the bags are for. Is he moving in? I don't know. They're quite the magician's toolkit. From inside, he had procured several items to embellish the interior with. Bowls of fruits and lemons, trays with peppermills, stacks of cookbooks, cutting boards, and glass containers filled with colorful nuts and grains are brought in for a kitchen setting. For the bathroom, there are white towels, seashells, and decorative soaps. I don't know if stuff like that would really fit in well with a mansion that looks like this, but what else? There are other things as well, too numerous to count, all in that large backpack and suitcase.
Tricks of the trade. Softens up a room, makes a place feel more homey, and fills it up with texture. But you guys probably have better stuff I can use for this.
No lights. Don't tell me all of these are just props.
Well, I've got my tripod here. For things like these, natural light is best. I'll just have to set the shutter speed to a real slow setting, and as long as nobody steps into the shot, it'll look great.
Oh, it better.
We go through the rooms one at a time, although we first tackle the ones that the movers have no business in anymore. Like that awesome ballroom. The ballroom needs little preparation with its grand design. Although there is some trouble at first with the wide open space and the pictures being backlit. It is in the kitchen that Zachary's props come in handy, considering how Johann's kept the place so neat and sterile, one can practically eat off the floor. We carry on, touring the house and taking pictures where we can, with exception to the rooms which have yet to gain any purpose or design. Too bad I can't take a sneak peek at his photos yet. Funnily enough, he is using a traditional camera. I didn't even know film still existed. With the way he speaks, however, I can see that he knows enough about his craft that I'm not too worried about botched photographs. I imagine photography must be cathartic for him, judging by how at ease he looks while taking pictures. Completely opposite when I went through that phase. Completely opposite. There are small snippets of conversation in between the clicking of the camera. He even goes far as to talk about these terminologies like shutter speeds and aperture when I ask about the technical aspects. I can't quite see the picture as it is made, much like when I watch artists paint on their canvas. But just watching someone passionately practicing their craft such as this is exciting in its own way. Going through the many rooms have been quite the exercise for the both of us. Oh, seems suggestive. Despite that, he has been so nice, and I find myself putting on my best smile. But it is as we're taking pictures in the foyer that everything comes to a standstill for a moment. Just a moment. And had I not been paying attention, I wouldn't have even noticed. It is merely a split second when Zachary's rhythm is put to a halt. Oh my goodness. That is so creepy. Bad touch, apparition. That is bad touch. His finger doesn't move to release the shutter. Yet he also doesn't pull the camera away from his face, gaze still firmly fixed through the viewfinder. His hands shake, and there is a light sheen of sweat on his forehead.
Zachary?
No response.
Zach, is something the matter?
Lowering his camera, he blinks and stares at something behind me before shaking his head. Oh, glad that's over with. That was bad touch, apparition. Turning around, though, I see nothing that could have gotten his attention.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something that's all. Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
I struggle to respond this time. There's a sudden weight on my back and an indescribable tightness around my throat. Everything stops. And everything starts again as I manage to choke out.
If you're sure.
I wasn't sold that she choked that out. I don't know what just happened. It was probably just a dizzy spell, you know? I'm fine. And he said he's fine, so it's all fine. We continue at the same pace as before, although there is an unspoken agreement that we will not talk about what happened.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least, not all the time.
What is it that you want to do then?
She's just so engrossed in what it is he really wants to do. To what? I don't know. Maybe I've been out of line, sticking my nose into other people's business, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so as I see his shoulders slump and the easygoing air he has fades away. He looks torn over whether he wants to talk about it or not.
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
What?
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
Whoa. Gotta look close to the microphone there.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
They don't like fancy blue?
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, do you want to tell me what Blue Fonzie is all about?
He hesitates. But when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it all out. Blue Fonzie le heu la place sombre del Nord Britanniques. I have no idea. I horribly, mispronounced that, probably. I don't know what accent I was doing. Sid. Goodness. Oh, dark blue, the darkest hours of the Black British. Wouldn't it be dark red? As the British were red. He speaks with passion of one who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There is conviction, knowledge, and experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he is an amazing speaker if only I wasn't so engrossed in listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in the workplace. Lesser chances for opportunity and higher chances of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general still being treated like second-class citizens. All because of the color of their skin, and because some people just need someone to hate. It's weird. It is all just positively riveting and sad. It comes to a point wherein he soon loses steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all. You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
Oh, that's very, suggestive there.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
I want to say that I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't, do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I've lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to what others experience on a daily basis. I certainly don't know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still have met Luke? And would he still have loved me if I was any lesser?
What was your home like? These things you talk about, it sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
Live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around.
Anything straight up. Why does it sound like that was not the correct use for that?
But a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
Oh, that I knew. Children can be so cruel at times. Of course, it may be a slightly different story when you have personal guards, and the stolen item is not a pencil, but an expensive heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
It's nice, I suppose.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that...
It was a terrible anniversary gift, but a great impulse buy.
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little girl, all dolled up and treated like fragile porcelain, with nursemaids waiting on me hand and foot. They were waiting to hand me hands and feet. All the material possessions anyone could ever want, I could ask for on a whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents. Just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they were needed to next. Jeez, it's like that with the it's 2 4-week-old kittens in me. They want me there all the time, and I just go in, feed them, pet them a little, and I have to go do other stuff. I saw them more often on the telly or in the papers than I ever did in person.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
A pensive mood overcomes us. And there is a moment where neither of us are sure of how to go on from there. Things have gotten a bit too personal. yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable, like as if we've been friends before. Friends before.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here. You'll make home out of it yet.
He certainly makes it easy to believe that. My childhood house is indeed a lot like this one. Just as large and extravagant, and just as empty. I hope he's right.
So, Monsieur le Photographe, you've covered the one and only Ermengarde mansion. What's next on the agenda?
The interview?
Boring. It's an interior design and housing magazine.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
Honor Wright thinks she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Blah, blah. Boring. You know what they should print more of? I watched an interesting documentary the other day. Bleu Foncé, The Darkest Hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch it.
Ha.
Those are the things that people should know about. What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit in my kitchen?
People, right?
Oui. People are shite. What do you think? Do I look good with this angle?
Oh, back to the flirting. I strike a pose while he's being busy looking taken aback for a moment, probably not expecting me to just go and say such a crass word. But he recovers quickly, and after snapping a few shots, he grins.
Yeah, vous êtes belle. You want copies of these ones?
Yes, please. So, the big boy knows French. You must have wooed a few ladies. Unless you're into gents. Either way, French is, after all, the language of romance.
Oh, she's testing the waters.
Though I don't know about quoting fancy poetry, but I've made lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy French cuisine.
And he's given his answer that he's into women.
Can you cook your best?
Don't even know. Don't.
I can cook just about anything as long as I know the recipe.
C'est magnifique.
He didn't even know what it was either. It has been too long since I've had a nice and proper chat with a good friend. No, Lee is certainly not a good friend. And although we've just met, Zachary is the sort who can probably befriend anyone. He's just a comfortable person to be around with. A bit too comfortable. The photo shoot went by... What? The photo shoot went by a breeze. And somewhere along the way, as we talk and laugh, I find myself getting a bit too close without realizing. He'll give me this strange look until I back off, and he'll go back to asking questions after I agree to do his little interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't that odd. That is how I am. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why, anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them. He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. He should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. It's not like... Never mind, I was going to make a joke about multiple personalities. Then I realized it doesn't make sense. And if not, he needs to start. Perhaps nobody has shown him attention of this kind, but he's a big boy. He should be able to handle me. I think we can all see where this is gonna go. All it is a friendly touch here, a pretty smile there, and gentle swaying of the hips as I move around. Is that all it is, really? Zachary grew and grew more red every time he noticed. Am I being mean as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? Perhaps. This went on during the interview beyond that. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? Zachary and I are just having a playful, friendly chat while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I see it. You know, sometimes you just need some non-serious, friendly flirting where it's not going to go anywhere, right?
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted.
Uh-oh.
Could you maybe stop doing that?
Uh-oh. Stop? I'm not sure if I want to, though. Alright. Well, you know, when someone tells you to stop, you got to respect that, so... we'll stop.
I'll stop if it makes you uncomfortable, sweetie.
There, let's see. Yep, that was definitely the right choice. Pretty obvious one, too.
Sorry.
No, I should be the one apologizing. Why, you're a shy one, aren't you, big guy?
It's not that, but...
He gestures to the ring on my finger and lets the fact of the matter hang heavily between us. Bravo, dude. My only sunshine. How very nice. Being told implicitly that I am too forward is not a common occurrence. I think I'm more stunned at the fact that he pointed it out rather than, well, being rejected. Not that anything is going to happen between us in the first place. I was just gonna be it was just gonna be some harmless flirting, right?
So, you've never had a girlfriend?
Oh, that's what it means, huh? It's an odd conclusion.
No.
No, he's never had a girlfriend, or no, he has had a girlfriend?
No boyfriend either. You know, just in case you were gonna ask for that one next.
Oh, he must be gay if he doesn't want the attention, right?
And you haven't even had your first kiss?
Oh my god. Well, let's see what he says.
Not a one, ma'am.
Whoa, dude.
Do you want to have your first kiss today?
Oh! Talk about being especially forward with a married woman. You know, maybe that's their thing. Maybe that's the kind of relationship her and Luke have. I mean, as long as it's consensual and everyone knows what's going on. I can't help it. The look on his face was just too worth it. I really can't. I can't control myself with him at all, and I am going to apologize lots later. Surely, by the catty smile on my face, it is obvious that I'm just pulling his leg. Sure, just joking. Depending on how his reaction is. If it's negative, then I'm just joking. But seriously, if you do, just let me know. The laugh I failed to contain certainly gives it away, if it still isn't obvious. But still, he lights up in embarrassment, stammering and sputtering objections.
You're married, and this will be extremely unprofessional.
And he's gonna punch someone. He's gonna punch you for it. Don't even come at him. He's ready for it. He will push you away.
I never said I would kiss you, silly.
Oh, clever.
Oh, Johans!
Hansi.
No, what? No. Don't call your butler. She's Hana.
I guess she could always call one of the maids, right?
That would be for the better. I don't think his husband would appreciate it if I made him kiss another man. I do not think he can hear us from here either. But it is hard to think you're not taken, Zachary. Why, whoever becomes your girlfriend will be so lucky to have you. You can cook and take wonderful photographs.
And make a documentary about the relationship.
Wonderful meals and wonderful memories.
And a brutally honest documentary about the relationship.
I can play guitar too.
You can?
Uh-oh.
Oh my, wonderful serenades as well then. Perhaps I can find a young lady who deserves a fine, strapping young gentleman like yourself.
See, you got a connection for even more people to, I don't know, woo? Who knows?
Let's not get carried away. Besides, I gotta be going. It's getting late and I got someplace else to be.
He could be non-sexual. Or asexual, I think it's what it's called. Maybe pansexual. He likes pans. Or Pan, the satyr god. I know that's not what pansexual is, but I just can't remember at the top of my head because I don't really encounter anyone who says they're pansexual. Then again, I don't really encounter many people, so I'm just gonna stop talking.
A shame. I will be expecting you again soon, I hope. For a copy of my photographs, yes?
Course, I'll even deliver them personally. Just, don't try to make me kiss your butler when I drop by.
Hey, she's got a whole mansion full of maids. Someone's gonna wanna, I don't know, not clean? I don't know. As fate would have it, the very moment the words leave his mouth, Johannes comes out of the house. Judging by the slight raise of his brows, he has heard only the tail end of the sentence.
There shall be no kissing of any butlers under this roof, Danke.
But you are not under a roof, are you, Hansi?
Hansi? Ah, see? To my amusement, he takes a step back, safely placing himself within the threshold of the foyer and under the roof of the house. And just as ever, he is quick to return with a sardonic reply.
I am now. As I was saying, madam, it's about time for supper. Will I be needing to set an extra place at the table?
Oh, what? No, I was just leaving, actually. So, you have a good night, Hana. And you too, Hansi.
Hansi?
It was nice to meet you, Zach, honey. You have a safe trip.
He nods, and the grin on his face as we say our goodbyes is the sweetest that I've ever seen. I linger, looking out for him with his relatively tiny bicycle, backpack safely secured in the basket by the front, and suitcase hooked to the back. I watch as he went down the path back to Anslem village until he is nothing more than a blip in the horizon. I cannot help the small smile on my face as I go inside for supper. Alright, that seems like a good place to stop, and next time we will, I don't know, find out how it goes living in this house with the curse and a ghost or apparition or whatever. Maybe it'll go well, maybe they'll become, like, you know, friends, or they'll become sister wives, I don't know. We'll see.